Hi, and happy Saturday. This is the last in a three-part series. I may do one more next week to address the handling of the Proposal 2020-43 and the subsequent gift card substitute presented by Vice Mayor Michael Gilb. Today, I want to tackle some tough questions that demand answers. I know these videos are being seen by some of the council members. I plead with them to get a formal answer on these. The public, your constituents, want answers to these questions. Be honest and transparent with us and address them. These will fester and grow, and distrust will grow the more these remain unanswered. Okay, so my first question, since I've only been really involved in this in the past 2 months, and yes, to one of the posters, I wish I did pay attention sooner. Unfortunately, I can't go back in history and change that, but I can try and affect as much as I can going forward to get answers for some of these questions. Anyway, since I've been involved, I've been hearing about issues with Councilman TJ Honorlaw and potential tax issues. I don't know what they're all about. I haven't researched them, and certainly no one likes paying taxes. But Councilmember Honorlaw, can you address these issues? Can you clear this up for us? Explain what these issues or perceived issues are, and then what is being done about it, and just clear the air for this all for one. So that'll take care of question one. Question two, directed at the Gang of Four. Are you collaborating or colluding together to coordinate efforts? There is a trail of breadcrumbs that leads us to this possible yet credible outcome. I'm going to give you some examples of this. During the infamous special session that led to an executive session, you all read from coordinated statements. These sounded similar and coordinated. Did all four of you independently arrive at the same conclusion prior to the meeting? And if so, why not make the move to table immediately rather than go into executive session when your minds are clearly already decided? The verbiage and content of the pre-written statements are seemingly too similar and coincidental. Example two, additional speculation about possible collusion points to the motion to table made by TJ Honorlaw. Councilman Honorlaw was so triggered to make a motion to table on cue that he jumped the gun in his anxiousness to make that motion. He was amped up, and it begs the question, how often does he even make a motion to begin with? Was this common for him to do? Regardless, I can't prove the coordination here, but it would be foolish not to see that Mayor Grossman opens the floor, but then not really. She calls on TJ immediately to read his motion to table before anything else could be done in what could reasonably be viewed as a very calculated move. Example three, in Councilmember Bradburn's reading of his written statement, he says that he respects the council members who need more time to think about this. How did he know that the council members would need more time unless they had discussed this prior to their meeting? He had to know that it was a predetermined outcome prior to writing out his statement. He had it written. He didn't know what the other people were going to say, presumably, unless he did know. Like a bad infomercial, there's more. Mayor Grossman called on Jeff Forbes immediately for clarification on protocol before each step during the April 1st meeting leading up to the motion to table, presumably anticipating a very calculated plan. Finally, Vice Mayor Gilb presented a hamstrung version of the original proposal in his $160,000 gift card idea. The Gang of Four already seemed well versed in this proposal, despite having zero conversation about it directly in either of the financial committee meetings. The Gang of Four had few, if any, questions about implementation, logistics, or operational rollout. Those questions remain unanswered today, but the Gang of Four were all in to vote yes on this ordinance with the unanswered questions, but still needed more time for weeks over a much more detailed ordinance submitted by Josh Stricula. These are just a few of the items I've noticed recently, and the question remains, are you coordinating or colluding your efforts as a block in the Gang of Four? Question number three. This is a small issue, but one I can't help but bring up. During the last few meetings, we've taken 2 potty breaks from council member meetings. The first one was removed from the recording made by ICRC TV, but it did exist. In both cases, Mayor Grossman comes back with her lips loaded and a game plan. It seems similar to me like a late game timeout in a basketball game, where the team comes back on the floor with a scripted play. So the question here is, are you, Mayor Grossman, communicating or coordinating with anyone during these potty breaks for coaching or advice? Number 4, has there ever been an executive session at the start of a council meeting? How about at the start of a special session? Or was this very abnormal behavior to call an executive session during that special session? Number 5, How does the group explain the hypocrisy of the group wanting to rush through a blank check on Proposal 2020-46 after a first reading, as compared to the 2020-43, the Stricula proposal that was very specific and took 4 weeks and endless political gridlock? While 2020-46 was attempted to be rushed through on the first reading by the same people who wanted to wait and get public opinion and table on the 2020-43 amendment. Finally, Mayor Grossman takes aim at the social media backlash she and her Gang of Four have received online. She protests and incorrectly claimed defamation for the WLW interview. But at the same time, the public has denied public commentary, which may not be a violation of law, but certainly is a commonly accepted practice. The public sends emails that never are returned or answered. Where is the voice of the people? Where's a town hall meeting on a sensitive subject? Where else besides social media do we ever even get a voice? Thanks everyone for listening and your support. This is an effort to shed light on what's happening at our most local level of government. I find it appalling and disheartening what I've seen, and I hope that someone on the council will take the time to answer these questions. Thanks.